properly? Okay. So we will start first memory design. So I will make a project. You may also try. It is very easy. Memory design. Today we will design RAM. Okay. I'm trying to design memory first, and we will download this memory onto hardware also, FPGA board. So if somebody has not understood how to do it, today we'll do that. Okay, first I have to create a project. So new project, I will select a location here. I'm selecting a location, memory design folder. So in memory design folder, I'm making a memory RAM design. So I'm trying to design a block RAM. All the specifications will remain the same. Okay. Then next and finish. Okay. So you may also start if you are trying to do it. So first make a project. In the project, we have to make a file RAM. Okay. So first I will start a design of a simple RAM system. New source, I will write Verilog module. I want to design RAM. Next, the ports will be data, that is the input. I will take, I'm taking very small size of data right now. Why I will tell you, because I wanted to upload it onto the hardware. So we will be able to see everything onto the hardware. So I am taking 3-bit data. So we can see it onto the 7-segment display. So I will make it 2 down to 0 input, then data out. Okay. So I will make it output, that is the data out. That is also again 2 down to 0. Our address will be 16-bit. Okay. So this will be input, which will be 4 down to 0. So 3 down to 0. Then I'm using enable WE and CS, chip select. Okay. Two enables, CS and WE. So I will mark it. So write enable and chip select. Okay, these will be the inputs, and the last input will be clock. Next, finish. So see this, I have created this thing. So I can write something like this also. If I wanted to make it, uh, so how to do it, I'll show you first. Now this is first RAM module I have created. Then go to the language template. You don't have to write any code. There is no need to write a code. Already codes are written in the memory in a coding example. Just go to the RAM and select block RAM. In that, we have to design a single port RAM and write first mode. So we have to write this mode, RAM. So I will copy this code as it is from here. Okay, I can write a code in a different way also, but for understanding purpose, I'm using a simplest method. So I can write something like this. So I can copy this and shift here. Parameters. I'm creating two parameters, RAM width. So my RAM width is currently, I'm saying that will be 3-bit. Okay. I'm considering currently the RAM width as a 3-bit. Shrutika, are you there? Are you listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shrutika, what I will do is I will make you co-host. If somebody um, ask in a, to enter, then please give the right. Okay.
Okay,
Enter.
sir. Okay, sir.
So I made you co-host because every time I have to come back and accept.
Okay, sir.
Okay. RAM address bits 4. So now here I can write RAM width -1 down to 0. Here again RAM width -1 down to 0. You can use data as a in-out port also if you want for a memory. That is also possible. There is no need. Sometimes you can write, sometimes you cannot. Okay. So this is WECS and then clock. So we have added these ports. This statement, if you don't write, that is also fine. For this, it is not required. Okay. So now we are declaring now memory. So memory here you just have to write the name. So the memory will get created, and the size of that memory will be 4-bit data width, and there will be 16 location 2 to the power RAM address bits. So we are having 4 bits, so there will be 16 bit. So the memory will be something like this: 4 bits data and 16 location according to our part. This, okay, sorry, not 4-bit, 3-bit, 3-bit data with 16 location, because 2 to the power 4 is 16 locations. Okay. Then RAM width output data, I can write this as range here. Mark this as a range. So there is no need to write here range. Then here address, you don't have to declare again, or wire also we do not require. Input data and wire, this is not required. Only I have to mark data out as a range. That's it. I think nothing else will be required. We'll see later if we require. Okay. Now this part is called as a initialization of a RAM. So I will right now mark this file as a mem.txt, mem data. If I wanted to initialize the data with this, then I will make this file as a mem.data.txt. Then ROM name I have to give. So ROM name right now is mem, because I have created this mem. Begin address will be, it is not mandatory. We can write 4-B0, or you can write 4-B0, and aid address will be 4-H0 and 4-HF. What does it mean? 0 to 15. Or you can write B. If you write B, then you have to write binary number. If you write H, it will be a hexadecimal number. So you can write like this also. So write whatever way you want. There is no problem with that. It is just a initialization, not needed, not compulsory. Okay, always at passage of clock. So I will mark it as clock. Okay, RAM enable. Kritika, are you able to give the access?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, RAM enable, we are using RAM enable as CS, chip select. Okay, write enable, we are using the word WE. See, there is no need to do many things. It is very easy. Name, address, we have already taken name as address. Then input data is data. I will explain what is this code. Here, again, I will write data as an input. Output data is data out, or I will write something like this, data out. Here also I will make it as data out. Okay. Then here again I have to write data out. Here RAM name as MAME, and this is address. See what is happening here. On the positive edge of a clock, it will first check whether the chip select is 1. If chip select is 1, it will check whether write enable is on. If write enable is on, it will write a data at this memory location, whatever the address given, as well as it will send the data to the output also. So whatever data you have written onto the memory, whether it is correct or not, the data output will show. If write enable is off, then you can read the data continuously. So memory whatever data, whatever address you will give, that address data will be read on the output port. So output port is for reading, and the data will be given into the memory on particular address. So MAME address means putting into the address. One more thing, everyone please make it clear. Whenever we say a memory in a C or a C++ programming, what we do is we create an array, 2 by 2 dimensional array, image kind of array. But in real, in a memory, it is a serial memory. There is no 2 by 2 kind of or a 4 by 4 kind of a memory. It is a serial memory, 1, 2, 3, 4 locations. I will show you in the simulation how it will look like actually. Why we call it as a two dimensional? Because address plus data width, that is 2 dimension. So that's why the memory is 2 dimensional. Sometimes address is also 2 dimensional when we talk about the image, but those addresses also will be made serial when we create a memory. So that's why in hardware there is no really a parallel memory. So you have to write code like this, then and then only block RAM will be inserted. Otherwise block RAM will not get inserted. It will insert a block RAM. Okay. Later I will make this change. So currently I will make it 4-bit of a RAM width and 16-bit of a address width. So total 4-bit का data है and 256 का size है address. The address size is 256 and the RAM width is 4. So that means 4-bit data is stored on the 256 locations. That is what this RAM is all about. Okay, so now we will try to synthesize it. Let's see if there is any error. I will save it and synthesize it. I have not removed anything. I have not written anything from my side. You can see that. So nowadays tools are very good tools. It will help you to find errors also. Data out has not been declared. Okay, data out, is data out not declared? It is there. What happened with this? Data out is there. Is there any mistake I have done? Okay, there are some mistake on the parameter. Okay, I have to declare the ports, all the ports first. So, okay, I will write this data out, then address WECS CLOCK. Semicolon, and this will be all semicolons. Okay, done. Let's see if there is any error. Okay, it doesn't find them, otherwise it is okay. Now we have to write a memory.txt file. How to write? Watch this. Shall I wait for 2 minutes if somebody is doing a code? Shall I wait? If you want me to wait, I will wait for 5 minutes. Okay, I will go ahead then.
Sir, what is the meaning of this .txt file?
Sir, this file is used for uploading initial information into the memory.
Means
So
it is
if you
already
want
stored
to,
somewhere. Means already they
yes.
are having. Okay.
What does it mean is, let's say if you are having image in a MATLAB, what you can do is you can convert it into the text file, and that image can be directly loaded into the RAM
Yes.
through txt file. So we have
Okay.
to initialize the RAM with that file.
Okay. Means it is already exist. Somewhere it is already
Yes.
exist. Okay.
Yeah, generally that kind of thing is there in a reality, because we
Okay.
use existent images na.
Okay. Barabar.
So if you want to install or load a particular image from your computer into the
Okay.
block RAM of the FPGA, then you have to use this.
Okay. Sir, means if means we are using this file, we are using this file in our code. That's why it will infer block RAM, isn't it?
No. If I am
No. No.
not inserting this file, then also black ROM will be inferred.
Okay.
The thing
Okay.
is that it will not be initialized.
Okay. Okay.
It will be a blank block RAM. Then you have to write into the block RAM through the VHDL or Verilog port. But many time what happens is we already have an image and we wanted to perform operations onto that image, right? Most of the time. So that's why this kind of code is required. If I don't write this, then also it will work. See, I will show you. See, if I mark this as not there,
As a comment.
yeah, if I comment it, then we'll see. It will synthesize, it will show you the RAM. I will show you how the RAM will look like. Then we'll write the file. First, we'll finish this part. You can see it is working. There will not be any problem generally. It's very simple code. The chip select could be your reset. It could be your multiple chips select, which will select which of the RAM will be selected or something like that. As I have written little bit bigger RAM, it is taking more time. You can see the what is seen there. See here, you can see it is inferring a memory. See this 4-bit memory aspect ratio. You can see it is inserting a RAM. So see this inferred D-type flip-flops.
Yes.
So block RAM will also get inferred. Basically, what happens is if the memory is small, many times they do not infer a RAM, but actually expectation is to infer a RAM. It should infer a RAM because it is a standard block RAM code. If it is not inserting, then make this statement on. If you make this statement on, it will insert a RAM. Basically, there are methods to write and insert a RAM. Okay, it is taking time just because I have given a very big size for the RAM. Okay, I have got the error. The RAM description memory will not be implemented on the device block ROM because limited resources are available. So that means my resources are overmapped. So that's why RAM will not get inserted. I have to make it little bit smaller, then it will work. I have inserted 2 to the power 16 bit. So it's a very
Okay.
big RAM.
Big RAM.
Yeah,
So means we
actually
have to
it is
reduce the number of address lines.
yeah, yes.
Okay.
Because 2 to the power 16 is very big. So that's why it is taking a lot of time. Just a minute. I will stop this. Wait a minute. Otherwise, it will just take time and do nothing. Anyways, I have to make it 4 or 8 bit. I will make it 4 bit. I wanted to insert 256 size wala, but mistakenly I did some changes and it worked. It did not work. Now if I stop this, I will check if I can stop this. It won't get stopped very easily. Okay. Stop. Okay, it has stopped. I will clean up the project files. Let's see it will work or not. Okay, synthesize XST now. Now I have reduced the size of the RAM. I think it will get faster. The previous was very big, that's why it has created a problem. Okay, it is done now. Okay, you can see the design summary. One block RAM is inserted. You can see here, one block RAM. Now we can see the RTL schematic. See this is the RTL schematic. This is called block RAM. This is a RAM. Okay, I can make it a little bit bigger so you will be able to see. 256 by 4 series, 256 location and 4 bits. Okay, in technology schematic, what is happened? Let's see. So this is the technology schematic. Nothing but a block RAM only, one block RAM. You can see this. One block RAM and a very small logic required for other than that. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, yes.
So now is it clear? So
Yes, sir.
if you don't write also, then also it will insert a RAM. And from the language template, from this design summary, you can see one block RAM is inserted. So that means, and no lookup table is used. Everybody can see there is no lookup table used. Only internal resources taken. Why our previous thing failed? Because there are only 3 block RAM available. Our FPGA is very small. In a larger FPGAs, very big memories are available. Okay, so now I will make it 4, which design we actually wanted to download onto the board. I will use that. See this 3, 4. So RAM width is 3 and RAM address bits are 4. So total 16 bits. And I will make this initialization on. So now I wanted to initialize the block RAM. So how to do it? Let's see. So here you have to write new source mem file. You can see here mem file. Okay, I have given name mem data. So by default mem data.txt file will get created and that file will be inserted here. You can see this mem data.mem. Okay, mem data.mem. So I have to make this mem data dot mem file. I will write here mem data dot mem file, and I have to write here only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C. Sorry, 7 only because we have only 3-bit data. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have written. Okay. So now we will try to simulate this. Let's see what happens. I wanted to simulate this. Nothing has been written for the RAM, but I just wanted to check whether it is getting initialized or not. So if it is getting initialized, then my code is okay.
Sir, for what purpose we have written this number 123027?
Initialization, sir. 7 values we are installing into that.
Means
Sorry. I will tell you.
okay.
Mistake I have done. Okay. See this. I have written 0. So
7.
0 pe 0 initialize हुआ. 0, 1, 2, 3, 7. Up to
Okay.
7 it got
7. You have written
initialized.
up to 7.
Yes.
Okay.
If I
There
write
are actually
remaining
16
ABCDEF,
locations.
yeah, 16 locations. So now let's make that change. I have to make that change here. Let's see. So I will make here A, B, sorry, A, B, C, D, E, F.
Sir, I mean this is a data at different
Yes,
location. Okay.
yes. But the problem is that A, B, C, D, E, F will not get installed. See this, what happens? Let's see.
Okay. Our data is of 3-bit or
Our data is 3-bit,
3-bit.
that's why.
That's why. Okay.
So if I make it 4-bit, it will work. Okay, first I will make. Why I am writing 3-bit, I will tell you, because on the 7-segment display, I have written a decoder of 7-bit only. 3-bit only, sorry. You can see the simulation. Here now everything got initialized. See this, memory got initialized. 15. Okay, there is some mistake probably. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to 12 it got initialized. After that, what happened? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8, 9 I have not written. That's why there is a mistake. Okay, anyways, all of you understood what I mean to say.
Yes, yes, data is stored.
Data is stored. So this is 8 and 9. So in this way, we can save the data. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to download this code onto the FPGA. So RAM is an internal module. We cannot directly download onto the FPGA. So I have to write a wrapper onto it. So that wrapper can be connected to the 7-segment display and the result will be downloaded. So it will be something like this. I'll show you. So before that, I will create one module. New source, I will make it as a RAM top. See this, RAM top. Next. So I am taking the same ports. 2 extra ports will be needed. I will show you which extra ports. We have already used it. So I'm right now writing nothing into that RAM top. Okay. So we have to just copy ports. Okay. Will you be able to see my Jamboard? Is Jamboard visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I am exactly trying to do, I will show you and then we'll go to the programming part. We have already done the 7-segment coding in the first session. So I will use the same coding in this session. And then we'll try to download. Okay. So what is happening right now is we have something like this, RAM. Okay. And for that RAM, now this RAM is going inside the FPGA. Okay. So we cannot directly load this RAM. So what we have to do is we have to create one wrapper on the top. So we will create some wrapper like this onto the top. Okay.
Sir, sorry, sir, wrapper means?
Wrapper means just a module which is giving input and output to giving input and taking output from the RAM.
Okay.
It has no logic written actually. Only interfacing logic is there.
Okay.
Okay. It is for connecting to the FPGA because RAM is an internal source, right? So its ports are not visible directly onto the port. It cannot be connected directly to the initial port. Okay, so that's why we have to write an internal program, a fabric inside FPGA, which will connect the internal logic of the FPGA to the external output or interface of the FPGA. Got it? So internal logic and external interface, we have to connect together.
Okay, sir.
Logically. Okay. So the thing is like this. So something like this is there. Okay. So it is having some ports and we have to connect these ports outside. So these are the ports of the RAM and these are the inputs of the RAM. Okay. So I'm connecting these to the, so I will create one wrapper. What I will do is I will not directly connect this output port of the RAM to the output. What I will do is I will create one small module here like this 7-segment display, and for that 7-segment display I have to write a decoder. So I will take the output of the data out. So this is our data output. This is our data out. This is our data in. Then this is clock. This is CS. And this is write enable. So these are the inputs given to the RAM. Output taken from the RAM is data out, which is given to the decoder. This is the 3:8 decoder. RAM is already initialized as we have initialized. So it will be having one extra port called as a select. Okay, so this select port is nothing but our data out. This is the select line of the decoder, and the output of the decoder is connected to the this part. And one more extra output we need, that is the anode out. Okay, this is anode. So two outputs we need. One is anode and 7 segment output. So this is our 7 segment output. Seven segment. Okay, so that's what we are going to create. ये clear है? Is this part is clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, now we have to make this. Okay, RAM top. We are trying to make this RAM top. So I will
Sir,
take all
sir.
the ports. Yeah.
sir, sir, sorry.
Hmm.
Sir, memory after you're showing it on 7 segment. Is it like that?
What?
Sir, memory,
Yes, yes.
memory output that we are going to show on 7 segment.
Yes, yes. Memory
And
output
sir,
we are going to show on the 7 segment.
and sir, 7 segment को
Basically
select करने के लिए we are using a decoder, right?
Yes, for the decoder. Yeah, because
Oh.
7 memory's output will be 8-bit output, right?
8-bit, yes, yes, yes.
Or
Okay, sir.
whatever we are taking. Right now we are having a 8-bit output. So that output will be directly displayed.
Okay,
So
sir.
current
Thank you,
our
sir.
data width is only 3-bit, because
Hmm.
7 segment display will be having a 3-bit input,
Eight,
which will be because on one 7 segment we can represent up to F.
F, oh, yes, sir.
Okay, so that's why I'm using something like that. There is no reason otherwise to use some kind of, you can make a bigger code, but then you can't display it onto the 7 segment display. You need a bigger system. I just wanted to check, that's why I'm using it. So the restriction right now, my restriction with the board is that many ports are not available. Okay, so I will keep the parameter as same. Here I want port data, which will be coming from the input side. Address will be the port. Then data out will not be there, so I will write 7 segment will be the output. I will show you the code. We have already written a code, so I will open that code directly. Just a minute. File, open. In first lecture, we have written the code. You may use the same code. I have written a decoder code. You can see that. You all will be having the same code with you. I have shared this code onto the drive also. So I'm using that code. See this, I'm writing a 7 segment display. So I can copy the ports from it. So that's why I'm writing here. So I'm having two outputs. This is a 7 segment output. So I will write here. My syntax will not be wrong. That's why I'm copying. And the inputs will be CS and WE. Those two inputs will be there. Okay. Now here I have to create out, instead of output, I have to call it as a wire. Why it is a wire data out? Because we are instantiating this RAM port, RAM module into the RAM top. Okay. So I'm writing RAM, this, what is the name of my module? RAM, capital RAM. So RAM and DUT RAM is a label. DUT RAM is a label, and the ports connection will be data out address. So I will mark it as data out as it is. Only thing is that here it is a wire. Why it is a wire? Because you are connecting data out of the RAM to the 7 segment display. So I'm talking about this wire. Okay, so this is your data wire. In this case, in a RAM top, data out will be a wire, not output. 7 segment will be the output. I hope it is clear to everyone. Address WE CS clock. Okay, so I will write the same name. Address is address, CS is CS, W is WE, and CLOCK clock is clock. So all other things are same, only wire is there, and extra 2 ports I have to define these 2 ports. That's it. So I have declared 2 more ports here. Output, anode out. Anode out will be always 0, 0, 0. As I said, where I have declared mistakenly. Oh, I have declared in a wrong. I have to declare here. Okay. So now you can see RAM is connected, input is given to the RAM depending upon the address CS and WE with the clock. Anode out is made 0, 0, 0. That means all the 7 segment displays are on. And instead of a SEL, I will write data out. So depending upon the data out, output of the 7 segment will change. Idea clear hai sabko abhi? Have you all got the idea what I am doing? So now according to the data out, everything will change. Okay, we'll see now. Our code is ready. See this. You can see the whole code. So I will wait for 2 minutes. If you have any query related to this code, please tell me. I will synthesize till then that code. There is some error. Let's see what is the error. Okay, this part I have to remove. I have to put here semicolon. So if you have any, see now, DUT RAM gone below the data RAM. Now I will check it synthesize. So if you have any query, please tell me. I just added one wrapper and a decoder module just to connect to the FPGA. So what is the error? Clock is not referenced in the module port list. Okay, clock is not there. It is there.
रैम टॉप के लिए चाहिए कि क्लॉक?
Yes, yes. यहाँ चाहिए, यहाँ लिखा नहीं है. That is the problem. So I hope now everybody is understanding how to debug also. With practice, you will be able to debug also. It is not very difficult thing. The thing is that a little bit practice is needed. So what I suggest is write your HDL course in second year in a Verilog. So if you do that, it will be very easy. Okay.
So सर वो रैम टॉप वाला ना पहले नीचे था लेफ्ट साइड के विंडो में, तो अपने आप ऊपर चला गया वो?
हाँ, because that will be a top module.
Module
The
list.
DUT RAM gone down, so that happens automatically.
Oh, okay, it will happen automatically. Okay.
Yeah. So now you can see this. Now these are the RAMs, and you can see the extra logic, decoder logic is added. So we will see how to now deal with this logic. Okay. So I have to go here, and I have to change few things here. I will make this 3-bit. It is 4-bit, so 16 and 4. Here also I will make it 3-bit and 4-bit. That's it. Done. So memory data mem, I will shift it up to this point. So 16 locations will be filled with, instead of A, B, C, D, E, I will again write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2 times 7 will be displayed on the 16 location.
Sir, one I print there, yeah? Line number 10 la.
Yeah.
Okay.
1. Now it is correct. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's download it onto the FPGA now. So for that, what we have to do? We have to add a UCF file. So we already are having a UCF file. We will use the same UCF file. Let's try that file. We already having one UCF file in my design. So I will use that UCF file for all other designs. Okay, just a minute. So I have written a UCF file. I will show you what to write in that UCF file. You are also already having that UCF file. You may use that file. So let's see what to write in this file. So now we are using clock. So you may use net clock LOC P129. For 129 there will be clock. For 7-segment display we have already written code. So this is for 7-segment display. It is already there. I have already made all enables on. Then WE will go at pin 80, CS will go at pin 58, data will be 70, 69, 68 and 64, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4-bit data you can say. So I can use 4-bit data and 3-bit address. I think some mistake I have done. Some calculational mistake is there. Just a minute. I can use 4-bit data, but 3-bit address line. So I'm just making a mistake for address line, I guess. Or you can say so. Will that be okay? Data will be, yes, 4-bit data will be there. Then 4-bit output will come. We want only 3 datas. Addresses we need 4. So I can write here 4 addresses. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. I guess this is okay now. 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3-bit data, 16 4-bit address, and 1 WE and chip select. Is this clear to everyone? How I have written the file? I have one net called as a clock, then 8 nets for 7-segment output, which will display the output. Input will be the data, 3-bit data or a 4-bit data, whatever I will display. Basically, there will be only 3-bit data. You can use input as a 3-bit data and address as a 4-bit address and WECS. So these are the ports I am trying. Now what I have to do? Generate programming file. So it will take little more time to generate the programming file. So if you have any question till then, you may ask. So it will take 2-3 minutes time to generate a programming file. If anybody is having any question, please ask. Then I will connect the hardware. Yeah.
Sir, sir,
Bola.
on Pneumato board, the Albert one, sir, we can have maximum 16-bit input. 2 types of switches are there.
Yeah,
right, na,
madam, 14-bit, 6 and 8, 14-bit.
Achha,
On
yes,
the board.
6 and 8.
But
on
if
the
you
board.
use the mod connectors, if you use mod
Okay,
connectors,
sir,
you
means
can
I can
extend it
use
to 30.
GPIO wala pin.
Yes,
I can
yes,
use
yes.
GPIO.
Yes.
Yes, na?
Only
Okay.
thing.
So, sir, हाँ.
Yeah, go ahead.
उसमें define कैसे करना sir? Means GPIO में it can be input output ऐसा कुछ होगा?
Yes, yes, madam. All those are the input output pins. You can select whatever you want.
Okay, so means sir, normally in controller we define it ki like whether it is input or output. So
Madam, that is
such
defined
type of
in the program, na? In the program, it is
okay,
already
yes
defined.
sir. Yes. Okay.
So
Sir.
accordingly, it will drive. You don't have to write.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So with mod connector, you can go up to, I guess, some 16 to 24-bit also. But generally, input-output combination, if we see, it will be around some 16-bit input and 8-bit to 14, if you consider the 7-segment display, 34-bit output, up to you that you can go.
Actually, sir, one of our students are doing like 16-bit or more, means they want to try for more bit added, actually.
Yeah, madam. The solution is,
So,
I already said last time, you may, if you want to test those kind of things, you may use the virtual IO block also.
okay.
VIO blocks.
Okay.
At the end, I explain what is VIO block. So you may just go through the VIO block. So if you, there is no need to download every time. You can download a smaller parts onto the board if your boards are not enough. But mostly these boards will go up to 16-bit, 32-bit small codes. Okay, generate programming file, there is an error. Okay, that error will be because of some modules or some programming file generation is failed. Okay, this is happening in all the things all the time. Okay, I actually generated this. Let's see what is the error. There is no need to write this if you want. That could be the reason. I have written a top also. Basically what happens is we are only downloading a memory, so many times that creates a problem. Let's see what happens wrong with this. Yeah, I have removed everything. I will check it one more time, otherwise I will show you the output I have created. I have already tested this code, but the thing is same. Yeah, might be just now I have made some mistake. So it will take a little bit more time. And please everybody, you may go through these parts or these language templates. It will be very useful for programming. That's why I'm showing this again and again. We can write direct code also, but I'm trying to use maximum the, generally I do not use this kind of coding, but when you become more and more familiar with all these things, you may try your own programming techniques. Okay, there is some problem with the generation of the file. Maybe I have made some mistake in the port formation, or there is some error with the code. Okay, let's see what error has been done. Name, data name I have written. Albert v2 file is written. I already tested it. Let me check. Okay, just a minute. I have tested code. Some mistake must be done by me. I have already generated the code. I will show you that code also. Wait a minute, something I have gone wrong with. Okay, RAM width is 4. I'm using RAM width as 3. Okay, and RAM bits are 3. Okay, so let's see. ये change करके देखते हैं. Logical नहीं है, ठीक है. Okay, in these two things I'm making some mistake. Hopefully it should work. Okay, till then I will show you the board. Wait a minute. Address is invalid in the system task. Okay. Actually, our board is very small, so that's why many time it creates a problem. We are not meant to design this kind of things with this board. But most of the colleges will buy the cheapest board. If it doesn't work, I will show you my code, which is already written and tested. Many time it will, sometime it creates problem for the generation of the file. It might be due to tool, might be due to code also. Because previously also it hasn't worked the way I want it to work. Okay, you may use multiple boards also. Other boards are also there. You may try those boards too. Just a minute, I will log in from another account and then.
Sir, Spartan 3 board is okay, na? Spartan 3E.
Yes, madam. Spartan 3 is okay.
So where can I get its UCF file?
Madam, from where you bought, that
Uh,
they will be able to give you this files. Or there will be communities on internet from where you
Okay.
can get those files.
Okay, actually we have got it from Xilinx only, so they must have been provided with the CD. So in that it may be there. I have to check.
Yeah, madam, they must have given.
Okay,
Generally,
sir.
madam, nowadays the situation is something like this. Everything is available on the net, so nobody actually care about giving it.
So should I, if I search on web, can I get it? Xilinx means 3.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes,
of
madam.
Spartan
If
3.
you, yes, yes, it is
Okay,
possible to
okay.
get it. There is one website I will share later
Yes, sir.
where you
Please, sir.
can be able to download all the UCF files. There is one website
Yes.
available where most of the codes are there.
Okay. So please share that link in the chat box.
Okay. In fact, there are some communities and GitHub repositories also where all the files are shared.
All UCF files you are saying.
Yes, if you can search on the internet, you will be able to get that.
Okay, sir.
If it gets generated, fine. Otherwise, I will show the working code with me. And you may try at home with your boards. Just you have to change the UCF files. I will share all these codes with all of you. The procedure is same. There is nothing new we have to do. Just a minute. I will open the programmer. So we have already seen this procedure. I think there is some mistake I have done in the coding. Anyways, I have connected the board. Will you be able to see my board? Will you be able to see this board?
Yes, yes, yes.
Just a minute. Is it visible to everyone? Okay,
Yes, sir. It is visible.
just a minute. I will put it onto the, I will pin it so everybody can see it. Not able to pin it from here. Pin it from. Okay. Now you will be able to see this board. Okay, I'm downloading the BGN file which I have already generated. So my port is 6 where I have connected, and I will open the file which I have generated, and I can show you it is very easily made. Actually, some configuration I have made wrong right now. Okay, bit file, where is the bit file? I have to search. This is RAM top. The same code I have written, but right now it is not getting programmed. Everything is fine, only bit file is not generated. There might be some problem with my coding or might be some tool problem also. आपके tool पे शायद ये problem आएगा भी नहीं. Okay, will you be able to see this? See this, huh? See, this fourth pin is my chip select. If I make it off, see this, everything is off. This is the chip select. You can see, this is the chip select. And if I change the number, you can see the code also change. See this, 6. For on the 6th location, the 6th is stored. On the 5th location, 4th location, 4 is stored. On 0th location, 0 is stored. On the first location,
Sir, number are not visible.
yeah,
Whatever.
Just a minute.
Okay, uh-huh.
Yeah, is it visible now?
Yes.
Just a minute. Actually, I have to handle both things, so it is getting a little bit difficult for me.
Right.
Just, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So this is 1. Then this is 3. This is, see here, I am making the change.
So means you are changing address lines.
Yes, I'm changing the address line.
Okay.
So I made address line 2, output is 2. If I make all the 1, so address line is 7. Sorry, this is 0. See, you can see here, all are 0. Now, if I make all 1 on the other side, see this. So here what is happening, the already whatever code is stored, that output is coming onto the output. You can see 7. Right? If I make chip select, this is the chip select, the 4th pin. You can see this pin, this pin. If I make this pin off, whatever will be the output doesn't matter. The output will not be there. So I make this 0. This pin are very small. You can see I make chip select 0. Look at the result on the this. Nothing is there. So if I make this chip select on again, look at the result. I made it 3, so it is the output 3. You can see. Okay. So is it clear what I have done?
Yes.
So chip select 0 means
Yes, sir.
which chip we are talking about?
So, madam, this thing. This. If CS is 0, that means
CS.
you can't write road, nothing. basically enable of the memory.
So it is
Memory
a chip
enable.
select is nothing but memory enable, no?
Memory
So
enable.
same thing. Okay, memory
Yes.
enable.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a memory enable.
Okay.
Sir, in this program, you have given the data through the program, right? From the Xilinx software, right?
Yes. Through this.
And we were
actually.
observing the actual output by giving
Yes.
the address lines. Sir,
Yes.
can we give the data? Miss, can we write the data?
Yes,
Miss,
sir.
okay,
Yes,
miss,
sir. It is
by using
possible.
switches and by using
Yeah,
switches kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, from the switches also you can give. What you have to do is you have to make WE write enable 1 instead of sorry 0,
Yes. Correct. Understand.
and then you can write into the
We
data.
have to make such facility in our program so that we can
Yes.
write the data.
Right now, what we are trying to do is we are directly reading it from the memory. If you use multiple ports, it is very easy. Okay. Right
Yes,
now, what I have done is my W is tied to the switch, DIP switch. So that's why it is continuously 0. That's why it is only reading, not writing. So
Yes,
if I have
understand.
to write, I have to make WE switch, which can be on and off. Okay. So right now that is a problem related to the board, which can be handled very easily. I'm not saying it can be handled, but we do not have that much time. I can use those. We have four mod connectors. You may use those mod connectors and do that kind of thing. But generally, no one basically tries to write a data into the memory. They generally initialize the memory and use data from the memory, read data from the memory and perform operation, because that is what we generally do in the MATLAB also. We take one image and we read that image and perform operation. The same thing you have to do in the hardware also. Okay.
So data initialization is it a kind of writing or
Yes,
writing to
it
the
is
memory?
writing, madam. See this, I will show you.
So
Yeah, just a minute, I will show. You can see this. If I simulate the model, what happens is nothing. Right now, nothing is forced in the test bench, right? We have not written a test bench. So that means we are not forcing anything into the RAM. So what happens? See this, nothing is inserted. Still there is information in the RAM. You can see I have uploaded the top module. So I will add signals from the memory also. You can see this. This is a memory signal. See this.
memory.
See this. Will you be able to see this? 0, 1,
Yes, sir.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can write bigger data also. I will show you. So what I exactly mean, you will understand with this example. On the per board, I have written a very small data. You can write something like this. A, B, C, D. I'm writing 16-bit data on 16 location. Okay.
Okay.
Now the question is, you might be having a question, how to create these kind of files, right? Because these files will be very big if I write a complete image. It is a very obvious question everyone will have. The thing is that if you have a very big file, use a Python coding to create these kind of files.
Okay.
You have to write your own code in that case. So right now I'm saying my data is 16-bit, RAM width is 16-bit, and my address lines are 4, and I will try to synthesize it. Let's see. So this is 16. I have not mapped the parameter, so that's why I have to change on the both locations. So now you can see.
So here
I can
RAM
see
width is it data bits means
RAM
how
width
many
is the
bit
data
data?
bit. Yes, and RAM address bit means address locations. See here.
Okay. So is
2
there
to
any
the
connection
power.
in between these two?
Yes, I will show you. Just a minute.
Okay.
First, we'll see to this. See this. Now it is a 16-bit data. I will mark it as a radix as hexadecimal. You can see ABCD is
Yes.
written.
Hmm.
So now here I am right.
Sir, when we are storing the data in such a way, is it consuming hardware?
No, sir. It
Okay.
is in the memory. No, it already took the hardware.
Okay,
We
it is
made the
inside the
RAM. Na.
memory. Okay, okay.
Yes, memory is already taken now.
Yes.
We are initializing that memory with
Okay.
this.
Just we are
Generally,
okay storing in that memory only.
yeah,
That
sir.
is
What
a
happens
block RAM.
generally? Yes. Generally, what happens? We create a RAM, then we write something into the RAM, then we read and perform operation. That is a general procedure. But in this case, what I am doing is instead of writing in the RAM, I'm initializing the RAM so that data can be read and directly performed. And generally, the practice is this because you don't write memories, right? Exactly. Until and unless you are creating something and you wanted to fill that information into the memory. Generally, the idea is you write something into the memory with standard files. So that means आपके पास कोई image है and you just wanted to put that image, dump that image into the FPGA block RAM. So that's why this procedure is required. Clear hai? Yeah. Madam, you were asking something about the relationship. See this.
Yes,
Here
sir.
I
Yes,
have
sir.
created this memory. So memory 2 to the power RAM address bits. So that means whatever the RAM address bits, so 2 to the power 4, that means 16 locations will be
16.
created. Yes, 16 locations. With 16, each location width is 16.
Okay.
That is what it is shown here. You can see this. So each location width is 16. See
Each
this.
location width is 16 and such 16 locations are there.
Such 16. That's why we call it as a two-dimensional memory. Now you got this idea?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Generally, memory is serial, but we call it as a two-dimensional, and many people understand think like that this is an array because most of the book represent memory as an array, 4x4
Yes.
array. But we really do not understand the 4x4, the first row will be also four locations in a first row, which are serial.
Hmm.
So that is what happens in case of a hardware.
Yes.
The whole memory is serial. It is not parallel. The completely parallel serial. So if one extra dimension will be there, what happens is there will be 1 point and there 15 location. Then second dimension, then there will be 16 location, and each location will be having 16 bit data. That kind of thing will
Yeah.
be there. But ultimately, memory will remain serial. Okay, I think now most of the points are clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I will move to the next part, that is a GCD processor. So what I will do is we will take a break at 2 and we will come back at 2:15. But before that, I will show you what we are going to do in next session. In next section, we are going to talk about the GCD processor and how that GCD processor is made, what will be the logic behind GCD processor, the techniques and all diagrams that I will show right now. We'll take 15 minutes break and then we will join back for the GCD processor design. Okay.
Sir, 215
Okay,
na?
sir. We'll join at
250.
No, I'm showing right now.
Okay,
We
okay,
will
okay.
take a break at
Okay.
2 and we'll
Okay,
join back
and
at 2:15.
215. Okay.
2 to 2:15 break. Okay.
Yeah. In a minute, I will show you the what we are going to do in the next session. Just a minute. I'm showing you the hardware. Wait a minute. I will open the PPT, then we'll talk about it. Do you know how generally the GCD is calculated on the hardware? Euler's algorithm. Is anybody knowing what is Euler's algorithm? How generally GCD is calculated? There is a method, a simple method. Yeah, please. If anybody is knowing, please tell me.
Subtraction operation. Number of times we
Yes.
have to do subtraction operation.
Yes. I think we have learned this in an embedded
Embedded
system.
system. Right.
Yeah, the same things are today we are going to implement. Exactly the same hardware. I'm not even going for a new thing. I will use the same logic. I have used the same diagrams, same coding.
So
In
here
that, I
GCD
will
is the greatest common divisor.
common divisor. Yes.
Divisor.
Yes. Greatest common divisor. And generally we use the division method for that. But when we do in the hardware, we use subtraction technique. Okay. I will
Okay.
share the screen. I will show what exactly we are going to do. Will you be able to see this?
No. Yes, it is being shared.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. The
Yes.
technique is like this. So x is equal to 10, y is equal to 2. I will show the flow graph also. But before that, understand the method. So you will understand flow graph very easily. So generally what we do is we check every time whether 10 and 2 are equal. If both are equal, no. Then subtract lower number from the higher number. So x is greater than y. So make x is equal to x minus y. So now in our case, x is equal to 10 minus 2. So it becomes 8. So now x is 8 and y is 2 again. So again check whether x and x is equal to y. Then what happens? Again 8 is greater than 2. So 8 minus 2 is 6. Again check whether both are equal. No. Then subtract 4. So ultimately it will come as x is equal to y when 2 is there. So both will become 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Here 2. So the GCD is 2. This is a simple technique. If you use 12, it will do the same thing. Let's see. 12 and 24 will do. Okay. So I will take 12 and 24. So this is 12 and 24. So first I will write 24 minus 12.
Sir, the PPT.
The slide is not
presentation is.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Just a minute. So what I will do is I will share the complete window. Have you all understood, or there is need to explain? If you have understood, I will not explain. Everyone understood, or
So that
shall
is
I
understood.
explain again?
Yes, sir.
I understood
Yes,
now. So I'll go directly
Yes.
to the next part then. Yeah. So now the flow graph. Generally, what we do here. First, we start at idle. Everything is 0. Then go and check. Assign x to a, y to b. So these two variables will be there. Then we compare the variables. After comparison, what happens if a is equal to b? Done.
So
If
screen is
not,
not visible.
madam,
You are not
this,
presenting anything.
yeah,
Okay. Nothing is
is it
presented
visible
actually.
now? Okay.
नाही,
Got.
थांब.
आता येईल बघा. Now is it visible?
Yes.
Yes.
yes, sir, yes.
Okay. Now see this. Ideally, we start at 0, 0, 0. Nothing will be everything is inside. Then this if reset is made 0 and we get enabled, then what we do, we assign x to a, y to b. This is a general C algorithm, how we do in C programming or in a software coding. So we compare it. If a is equal to b, done, and go back for the next two numbers. If a is greater than b, then perform operation a is equal to a minus b. If it is 2, then a is equal to a minus b. If b is greater than a, then perform b is equal to b minus a. So that kind of operations will happen. Now you can see this operation is a comparison. These two operations will be comparison. Now whether it is a is equal to a minus b or b is equal to b minus a, these will be subtractors in the hardware. It is equivalent to the subtractor, it is equivalent to the comparator, and now choosing whether it is a is equal to a minus b or b is equal to b minus b. So these will be multiplexer. Okay, putting particular information. Now we have to send that back information back also. So that is also a multiplexer. So we need two multiplexer, two subtractors, and register to store this information. When you are done, you have to store the information back. So let's see. This is the hardware. Will you be able to understand the hardware? It is what we are going to do. Let's see. First, mux will be there. If xi and yi, two inputs will be there. The second will be input is coming from the subtractor. Why from the subtractor? Because whenever you put some information, that is, if you do the subtraction, if a is greater, I think some disconnection happened. Is it
No,
visible?
it is visible. Yes, yes,
Okay.
visible.
Okay. Yeah. So when we do the subtraction, if a is equal to a minus b or b is equal to b minus a, so at that time we have to store that result back. So we can choose whether we wanted to take a or we wanted to take b. So accordingly, this selection will be done according to the controller. So controller has to select whether it will take xi or it will take the subtracted value. Because if the subtracted value will be greater, then you have to replace the subtracted value, because x is equal to x minus y happens. At that time you can't take x, you have to take a subtracted value. If b is equal to b minus a, say y is equal to y minus x happens, then you have to take the subtractor value, you can't take y. So these numbers will be later on not used, only that subtracted values will be used, and this selection will be done by the controller. How controller takes that? Controller select this depending upon the comparator. Comparator selects whether you wanted to take a first input or you wanted to take the second input. So that means the first input is xi, yi, which are the actual numbers we are putting, and these two will be the subtracted numbers. So first use a multiplexer. After that, there will be a register. After register, there will be a comparator. So first, load the number, store the number. After storing the number, compare these two numbers through comparator. So you can see the value is going to the comparator, these two values. Comparator is creating the comparison and giving three outputs: x greater than y, x equal to y, x less than y. Actually, x greater than y is enough for finding x less than y. So x less than y is not required, only x greater than y, x equivalent to y is required. So these two inputs you can take, those will be given to the controller. Now controller gives two inputs. Controller selects. So after comparison, this subtraction on the parallel time subtraction will happen. If subtraction is equal, output will be directly given by the controller. Controller will decide in which state it has to go. Controller will be having state 0, 1, 2, 3. State 0 will be ideal state, 1 will be subtraction state, 2 will be checking the operation, 1 will be the reset state, 2 will be the addition subtraction state, and the last step will be checking whether both the inputs are equal or not. If both the inputs are equal, go back to the state 0 saying our output is done. So this, in the last state, enable will be made on and output will be given. If not, it will go back to the previous state and perform operation. We will make controller later on better. You just have to understand the data path right now. So we'll try to finish data path and then we'll talk about it. So the controller is something like this. Controller is little more tricky. So these will be the states in the controller. 1, 2, then these states. So first, it will check whether reset is on. If reset is on, it will keep into the same state. If reset is not on, then it will go to the next part, go. After going back, if enable, it will check for enable. If enable is off, basically not off, go. That means if enable is 1, so that means select and load. What is X select? Is basically select the register which will load a particular value through the mux. So this will be X select and Y select. So 2:1 mux selects which input should be loaded, whether it is a Xi or the previous subtractor input. So one of the input will be loaded into these registers. Then these registers output will be connected to this smaller than, greater than, all the subtractors. Everything will happen parallelly. Accordingly, inputs will be given. So first, though both multiplexer will be loaded, then the checking will happen, which is greater, and accordingly, again, we select from these two, which will go to the next. If both are equal, the output will be displayed. Otherwise, it will keep on doing the same thing. So that is what we have to do. So what we will do is first we will create a data path and then we'll create a controller. On the first time, you will find it little bit difficult, but it is not difficult. You just have to understand how to do a coding and keep doing the coding, and after some time you will understand it is very easy to do this kind of codes also. The programming technique I am showing you is called as a FSMD and data path. The left hand side design, this is called as a FSMD, that is controller. This is a data path, and the whole thing is connected together, which is nothing but a processor. So right now it is we call it as a GCD processor. Now this is a single cycle processor. That means in one cycle everything is happening, or 1 or 2 cycles it is happening. So this is generally a hardwired control programming. Okay, we are not actually using a memory, and micro programming is not done. Instructions will not be there. A simple FSM and hardware will be there. Multiple techniques are there: hardwired control programming or micro program control technique. So this is kind of a hardwired technique. Little bit easy. We are not using any memory for storing the instruction and performing the operation. So instead of a FSM, you can have a structured instruction set which will be executed one by one. That is called as a microprogrammed control unit. So the fetching will happen, the pipelining will happen. So that kind of thing will be possible. Okay, so we will start this at 2:15. Okay. So
Okay,
you
sir.
may take a
Okay, sir.
break of 15 minutes and we'll start.
Okay.
I will share the whole code also later.